Hello and welcome to the Spec podcast. I'm your host today, William, and today we are going to talk about Volvo and Polestar, specifically in the United States. Last year, many automakers announced that they would get access to the Tesla Supercharger network and that they would adopt the new charging standard NACS, North American Charging Standard, which was developed by Tesla. Ford, Rivian, and General Motors have currently access to the Tesla Supercharger network in the US. Today, Volvo and Polestar announced that they have access as well to 17,800 Tesla Superchargers in the US. This changes up a lot for Volvo and Polestar owners in the US. And today we are going to talk with Dave Connor from the YouTube channel Spec Dave and see how these changes affect Volvo and Polestar owners in the US. So now join me for another episode of the Spec podcast.
This episode is made possible by the support we get from Fort Collins Kia. If you are in the market for any electric Kia, not only do they never add market adjustments, they will deliver your car to you anywhere in the 48 contiguous states for out-of-spec viewers. More information in the link in the show notes.
So, the official adapter will be available at Volvo cars retailers in the United States and Canada for $230. And for Polestar, that would be Polestar service points, which is often at Volvo dealerships in the US. Volvo model year 2025 fully electric vehicles, such as the EX90, will get this adapter for free with the vehicles. And both Volvo and Polestar has announced that future products will adapt the NACS inlet as standard equipment on the vehicles. You can charge by downloading the Tesla app. Since Polestar and Volvo doesn't have a roaming function in the app or vehicles, this is the only way to charge at Tesla Superchargers at the moment. So, Dave, you have traveled extensively in the US in both CCS and Tesla cars. How does this change travel for Volvo battery electric and Polestar owners in the US and Canada?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see more manufacturers not just announcing that they're going to support it, but that they're actually supporting it, right? So I think it's great. Look, bottom line is there's more places to charge whether it's a Volvo or a Polestar now. How could that be a bad thing? So I think it's a great announcement. The logistics of the rollout as far as getting the adapters into the hands of the owners was made relatively clear. I don't know if new buyers of Polestars, whether they're 2s or 3s, will have the adapters included like on the Volvo side, but those are nuances, right? And whether it costs $230 or however much it is, the bottom line is you're now, as a Volvo and a Polestar owner today, you can go charge at a non-Magic Dock Tesla Supercharger as long as it's a V3. So again, this won't work with V2s is my understanding, just like all the others. And because none of the Volvo and Polestar cars are high voltage cars, I think they should charge pretty well. And this is going to be great.
Yeah, and not only are they low voltage electric cars, so they work great on the Tesla Supercharger network. Like you mentioned, they have the charge port in the left rear, so it's perfect for parking at the Tesla Superchargers that are the most of the V3 ones, because you don't take up more spaces than needed. Both the CMA, SEA, and SPA2 platforms that Volvo and Polestar use at the moment have the charge port location in the left rear. So the price of the adapter for the current Polestar and Volvo owners will be $230. Do you think this is a no-brainer to buy right now?
I mean, yeah, to me, if I owned a Polestar or a Volvo, I'd be putting in my order right now or driving over to Volvo right now to get one. I think about the third-party adapters that are out there. And, I guess the first question I have for you, William, is will those work? And then the second question I have is, if they do work, which is the move, right? if you save $100 on a third-party adapter, if it were my car, I would most likely get the one that the manufacturer says is the approved adapter. That's just me. I would probably be conservative. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think many people will go for the official ones due to warranty issues. But as we have seen on reviews, many people seem to think or have thoughts about the A to C adapter and the Electron adapter being great options. And even some people saying that it appears to have a higher build quality than the Tesla one. But it's, of course, a warranty issue. You will get into trouble if something happens. So it's always difficult to make that decision, of course.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's something to really, no brainer to pick up an adapter. You as a consumer, make the right choice, do what's right for you. But being able to charge your Volvo or Polestar at a Tesla Supercharger now, V3, that's awesome news. Now, here's a question. There are a lot of Polestar 2s that are rental cars. And it's funny because I know that the Android, the navigation system, and the route planner that's in the Polestar 2 that I recently rented, it actually showed Tesla Superchargers in the system, which was weird. You would have thought, wait a minute, let's filter those out. Well, I guess maybe a little foreshadowing, maybe a little laziness on the part of the Polestar engineers. I'm not sure which it is.
Yeah, one of those two. Yeah.
Have you seen that? It's like, so there's many times when I've seen Polestar 2 rental, users pull up to a Tesla Supercharger and they're trying to plug in and then they drive away frustrated. Here's the thing. Now that this news is out, a lot of people, when they pull up to the Hertz counter or the Avis counter, they're going, oh, Polestar, now you can charge at a Tesla Supercharger. They've seen it in the news today. But you got to have an adapter. So the question I have is, are the rental car companies going to be supplying adapters to their customers or not? Now, we don't know. I don't know, but I'm thinking one step ahead. I think that I've seen many EAs and other CCS charging stations clogged up with lots of Polestars. And so the fact they're going to be able to be dispersed out amongst more Superchargers, I think it's going to be great. I really do. I'm excited.
Absolutely. And I think rental car providers need to address this and find a solution for giving adapters to the people who rent these Polestars, because it opens so many chargers and so many possibilities for travel in the US. And they also need to make sure that these adapters are not removed from the vehicles. And I think that's another issue when people are renting the cars and having these small adapters there. Yeah.
I just an idea on that. I think when you're at the counter getting your rental Polestar, what the rental agent should do is say, listen, you now with this adapter, not that this is my J1772, the Tesla NACS, but here's this adapter, and if you want, you can use it for free, right? However, you're going to have to return it at the end. You're going to have to make sure you get it back, and we're going to put a $250 hold on your card, so that you get it. But I think these rental car agencies need to put those adapters in the hands of the rental users. Enough said on that. We'll see what happens, but I think that could be a good solution. And that way, if someone steals it, well, guess what? They get charged $250 for it. That's all.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we also should discuss that the amperage limit of these adapters, which is 500 amps. And we have already learned that the Polestar 3 and EX90 from Volvo is supposed to charge at 250 kilowatts. And 250 kilowatts at a low voltage architecture that these cars are means that they need more than 500 amps through the charging cable. And these Tesla adapters are supposedly limited to 500 amps, but we know that Tesla boosts more amps through their cables. So I'm wondering if maybe this will happen with these adapters.
You mean like a derating?
No, I mean like amperage boost over the specified certification of the adapters.
What have we seen with like the F-150s? Because those are similar amperage cars, and we've already had the precedent there.
Yeah, I don't think it will request more than 500 amps to the F-150 Lightning because it doesn't need it. So these are really the first 400 volt cars that.
Oh, I see.
That's not Teslas, of course, that will request more than 500 amps. It seems from the kilowatts that they talk about when they talk about the cars.
I would say this is a minor speed bump issue compared to the fact that you can now charge and get juice and get on your way. Hey, listen, the fact that maybe my car is capable of charging at 250 kilowatts and I can't quite get that because of some limitation in terms of the adapter, being limited to 500. But I think that'll be a subplot story. And then once Polestar and Volvo start embedding the native NACS into their cars in 2025 and beyond, or what have you, then that will be an issue we won't even talk about. I think that the real nerdy, neat, Geek 9000 level guys, they're probably going to complain about that. But guess what? You're able to charge at a supercharger now. Go to it, man. That's awesome news.
Yeah. So the most important news there is the access to the supercharger network.
That's right.
And today we have cars like the EX40, which was actually named the XC40 before, and we have Polestar 2s on the road in the US that will gain a ton of DC fast chargers to choose from. It seems like the Polestar 1, which is a hybrid, is excluded. I just wanted to note that. That's from Kyle. And I think we had a great discussion on the Volvo Polestar gaining access to the supercharger network. Is there anything you would like to add?
No. Get your adapter. Go charge. Open up the CCS network. Give more room to those that don't have the adapters, and I think everyone just be courteous when you start seeing more and more cars. If you're a Tesla owner, it's not your charger, right? Let's all share. And the fact that you said, I didn't realize this, William, the fact that the port is on the port side of the rear, right? The rear left side of the car on both the Volvo and the Polestar. I guess I never really thought about that, but that's great to hear. That's really good news, because then we're not going to have, somebody going over there and taking up two spots like I've done and been known to do in F-150 Lightnings before. So,
it works out great. Yeah.
No, I appreciate you having me on. This is a simple one. Guess what? Get your adapter, get out there and charge at Tesla. Give us your feedback and let us know how you're doing. I'm sure there are going to be little issues here and there, but that's okay. Hats off to these manufacturers that are being able to work with Tesla and provide sort of an additional place to charge. I'm a huge fan of this. I'm super happy to do this. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for joining in, and thank you for watching or listening to another episode of the Autospec podcast.
Take care.